friends, you're watching another Lo-Fi Let's Play with Lee Alexander. Got something special for you today. This is Dream Zone, circa 1987. It's the work of Jam Software's Jason Rubin and Andy Gavin. If any of those names sound familiar to you, it will be because these two teenagers, who were juniors in high school when they made this game, would go on to be the founders of Naughty Dog. This game made them about $15,000 in high school, which I think was a lot at the time. I'd like to thank my friend Mike Channel for bringing this excellent artifact to my attention, and I think we're going to have a lot of strange fun with this today. I feel like 1987 was when the 90s aesthetic really started beginning. A lot of crop tops and bleached jeans. You can see this is what a typical bedroom might have looked like in the late 80s, with a lady on the back wall. So as you notice, things are black and white because we're not in the dream yet. This game again is called Dream Zone, and apparently some scientist, let's take this sandwich that's lying on our bed, has given us a poisoned tonic, and now we can't escape the dream world. I mean, that's the premise as I understand it. That must have been indicated previously in a manual or something like that. Oh, look, it's our pajamas. They fall out onto the floor. Again, one of the reasons why I think this game is so amazing is that it's already starting to borrow that, totally radical grunge aesthetic that would categorize so many video games in the 90s and in the turn of the millennium. Not the turn of the millennium, in the early to mid 90s. What do you think this is? A dream? Yeah. So we're not in the dream zone yet. So interestingly, you'll see from this interface, there's some menu words on the screen that you can click on, but it also understands you typing. So it's a weird kind of hybridized interface. Looks like that's a toothbrush there. Yeah, and because we're not in the dream yet, everything is still black and white, and you can click on things to find out what they are, like posters, but just typing posters doesn't do anything. Let's look at the posters. The posters are basically all of the same general theme: undressed females. I mean, of course, the game is made by boys in high school, which, high school 1987, talk to the posters. I don't know what you're talking about. You can't take the posters. All right, let's see you try to pick that up. Yeah, right. Okay, so what's interesting about this really early arc of the game before you enter the dream is that you're creeping around the hallway upstairs while your parents are asleep, and you're not meant to wake them up. So your brother's room is even more disgusting than yours. The repulsive runt himself is here, guarding the toy chest that houses the most precious of his treasures. So here you see the brother in his t-shirt and shorts, guarding his treasure chest. And if you try to talk to him, talk to brother, your breath is too bad. I won't talk to you. Oh, lucky thing we found a toothbrush. Looks like we can just brush our teeth in our brother's room. Good dental hygiene is the secret to good relationships. Okay, now talk to brother. My present is better than yours. Oh, so he must have something we want. I tried hitting the brother during my first playthrough of this because I thought that's what you should do when you're a teenager. But that just causes your parents to wake up. So instead, let's try giving him some money. He grabs the bill and runs out to buy candy. It's a time of night so late that you'll be in trouble if your parents wake up and your brother is somehow able to run out and buy candy. So let's open whatever this thing is. And we find a squirt gun. That might be something that we need. So let's get the squirt gun. Alright. So after having poked around in this house for a while, if we try to go down the stairs, we'll be informed that they creak, and no, can't jump over the banister and break our neck. Can't go to our parents' room. If you go down, very funny. It's like very teen boy sense of humor. So why don't we try to wear pajamas and go to sleep? Because it is Dream Zone. Title indicates that we ought to go to bed. Now, the amazing thing about this is how the graphics change to luminous, colored, radical, precise drawing tool images. And I think for some boys that were in high school, this is some pretty good digital art. I mean, I think you can see here the seeds of talent that would become Naughty Dog. As you fall asleep, you hear a rubbery voice saying, "God, I hate having to be silent for so long. Now it's time to have fun." As you marvel at this, you wake up, or do you? Okay. Well, I want to show you something funny. If we were to now visit our bathroom, now indicated as Bathroom Plus, you find yourself standing face to face with what had seemed to be a normal toilet just a little while ago. Look at that. Has teeth and a uvula. So now, just in case you didn't understand that you're in a dream zone, try using the plunger. But no matter what you do, after lingering a second too long, you're eaten by the toilet. Your game is very over. Look at this badass skull. You can even click on the skull. The game understands it's an object. Talk to skull. Can't do it. Seems our game is very over. Well, lucky for us, I made us a save. So let's just load that. This cool spot man here lets us know that we can't make any more progress if we load the game. I love everything about this, the chunky user interface and the graphics. When we leave our bedroom, there's a path that hangs suspended in space. And look at this. It's amazing, cosmic. Which way does the path go? Because I'm a little frightened to walk off of it. The path at your feet seems to draw you eastward. Here's a gate with an odd keyhole. Look, keyhole. I don't see that here. Okay, so it's, this game doesn't understand you quite well yet. It feels it feels a bit primitive, and it feels a little whimsical. For example, sometimes you get objects and they go directly into your inventory, and other times they appear on screen and you have to take them, which can be a little confusing. It's a little bit of a error in interface design. So that keyhole looks to me like a toothbrush. It looks to you like a toothbrush? Yeah. So just so you know you're dreaming, your own toothbrush from your bathroom is now a key to a gate. Okay, let's continue east through the open gate. This is a town square. The Department of Information building looms in front of you. Wow, that looks like a terrifying bureaucratic headquarters if I ever saw one. So, again, keeping in mind that this game is made by high school kids, here we have a monkey bouncer standing outside the Rigor Mortis Saloon. Come on in and get stiff. I don't even know if that's a viable euphemism for drinking. Get stiff. Maybe it was in 1987. So if we can't enter the bar, it's prominently marked, no one under 18 admitted. I imagine that would have probably been a concern for a young game developer. So talk to, what's this guy's name? It's cool. If you can interact with something, generally you can click on it. Let's see some ID, and of course we don't have any ID. This is a beautiful set of graphics here. Alley filled with a crowd of thirsty people. Maybe they don't have IDs either. Look at their mohawks and their sunglasses. This is kind of how I used to draw cool, quote-unquote, cool people when I was when I lived in the 80s as well, even though I was only, I don't know, probably 7 years old in 1988. There's a I Heart Wafers graffiti. So maybe know something about that, wafers, later. I don't know. So let's see what else is in the, what we can discover by skulking in the alleyways around this club that we can't get into. Smells from a trash can, combined with the piercing stare of the alley's inhabitant to give you a feeling of unease. Look at this guy. He's got like a gleaming necklace and a shady expression. Fox, okay. Talk to Fox. You want an ID, buddy? Only $3. Well, good thing we have money, by the way. If I click on our inventory, we'll see that we have some money, a plunger, a toothbrush, a sandwich, and a gun. That was our brother's squirt gun, which seems to have become a real gun in the Dream Zone, as you will hopefully find out soon. Buy ID. I can't sell you that without Form 69B12C. You know the governments always need some form or another. Oh, okay. So I wonder if that bureaucratic building might be a way for us to get a form that could help us get an ID. So now, I spent a lot of time with this game before recording this video today, and this sequence here with the Department of Information is, I think, simultaneously the most awful and tedious section of this game, and also the most fascinating. Oops, sorry, I went went to the church by mistake. Well, let's get the wafers while we're here, and can't go to the pulpit yet. I'll just let you know that now. So, but perhaps this church will be used for something later. This game actually breaks our streak of having no graveyards present that I can tell, but there is still a skull. So, anyway, we enter the Department of Information. There is an information clerk behind a desk. So now look at this is a high school student's conception of what a bureaucratic office would look like. A pig in a suit and sunglasses, elevators in all directions, building map featuring 3 wings. Let's talk to Informer. If you have a question, please ask it. If not, please go to information retrieval and place your query there. Ask about Form 69B12C. Oh, ask Informer about Form 69B12. Oops, that's not how you type it. 69B12C. Are we having fun yet, ladies and gentlemen? I do not have that information here. Please inquire at personnel listings at room N3LD. So interestingly enough, this is a very almost comically long sequence of memorizing coordinates and then going to those coordinates. So you see we go up. You wanted to go to N3LD or something, so we go to N3 and into the hallway. Now we're in N3A, so we head forward to N3D. See? I love the fact that no matter what floor you take and what elevator you take in this building, it's so bleak, and every corridor is the same with this flickering halogenic light overhead, and really communicates the bleakness of bureaucracy. And if you were to, I used a walkthrough to make it more efficient, but if you were to try doing this particular sequence, you'd find it an almost comical commentary on paperwork and fetch quests, which might be how a couple of high school juniors might have conceived of the world of adults. So I'm going to load a later save and show you just a little bit of this. Eventually you do sort of reach the officers that you want, and you get the form that you need, and happen to pick up a paperweight from the desk of one of these pigs. The officer is short, fat, and very busy. Okay, so I'm going to load a save where I did get us the requisite form. But the fetch quest is so comically long and complicated and frustrating. I'm sure I wouldn't have figured it out when I was younger, and there was a time that it went on so long and it got so convoluted that I thought surely I had to be doing something wrong. But it persists, and I find that sort of interesting as commentary that and 2 juniors in high school in late 80s make a game about a dream, and they create this business world with pigs in suits. And when I give my talk about the 90s at various game conferences, just as I'll be doing this weekend in Belgium actually, I often comment on how the aesthetic of the 80s was almost fetishistic about capitalism, and the slacker culture of the 90s was designed to sort of undermine and question capitalism by glorifying laziness. So in that regard, having a absolutely identical pig-staffed bureaucratic palace to paperwork and documentation is very, very 1980s thing to do. Like, look how crappy the man is. So this really gets placed in time by the fact that that sequence is there. So let's give form 69B12C to Fox. If you can't pick it, oh, did I not get my form? Let's see what's in our inventory. That's the form, yeah. Okay. Give form 69B12C to Fox. There we go. Nice doing biz with you. Enjoy. And we now have an ID that it's a Missouri driver's license with your name on it. I didn't look at where Jam Software was founded, but I wonder if it was in some place like Missouri. That would be even more interesting. Talk to Bonzo. Let's see some ID. Show ID to Bonzo. You can just come in now. I'll recognize ya. Okay. I wonder which way. Enter bar. There you go. Go head in. So this is what the inside of a bar looks like. There's a leather jacket on the floor. There are some twins chewing bubblegum. There's a large sign that says beer on the wall. So why don't we take whatever this seems to be. One really cool innovation is that the whole visible objects conceit, that anything you click on is given a noun if it's relevant, sort of alleviates some of the guessing games that you might have seen in previous lo-fi Let's Plays, where I'm just sort of frantically trying to guess how to describe background objects or if I need to interact with them at all. But here we know, get jacket. This person in front of us with the sculpted derriere is barmaid. It says, "Hi honey, what can I get you? Can I buy beer?" You know, I had dreams like you when I was a kid. It's so funny. You know, thinking about high school kids making a game about going to a bar and being condescended to by muscular barmaids and attractive twins. Apparently these are twins. "Hey bud," says one. "Want a piece of gum?" says the other. Ask twins about gum. Can't carry that many things at once, so the gum is on the floor. What do we have that we could drop that we don't really need? You know, I feel pretty done with this receipt that we got from the pig building. You needed the receipt to exit the building. It was actually an assurance that you couldn't complete only part of the fetch quest and then leave. So once you got what you needed to even do some more things. Actually, you used your squirt gun to shoot one of the pigs who refused to give you the form, and then you had to go and follow the paperwork for killing an officer so that you could get a receipt and leave the building. That's kind of fascinating and I think kind of funny as well, very clever. Let's get rid of this receipt. Let's take this gum. See what else is going on here. And the game, even after you've just done all of that, the game has a little fun at your expense again. The John's locked and I lost the keys. If you want, you can go down to the DOI and get form. Yeah, no. So the player says, no, I'm not going to get any more forms, which is cool because you don't really need to. I hate the rats in this bar. They never return the keys. I see. Let's go. The Jam software wall, possibly the best thing you have ever seen. So the studio that would go on to create so many favorites. You could see the beginning of a Crash Bandicoot aesthetic in these letters J-A-M, and the bannered names of Jason and Andy, and something that looks like water drops and ferns. Very creative, I think. So let's just do a couple more things here in Jason and Andy's world before we call it a night. There are actually a lot of ways to die in this game, and you probably should be saving often if you decide to play it yourself. Oh, now there's a good idea. Walk on the bar. Oh, Bart the bartender will just love that. I guess the exit to the saloon is north. Yep. So, you know, didn't know there was a roof unless you were paying attention to this sign that says roof. Let's try going up. On the house, beyond the roof line, you can see the top of a carnival. Peeking through the clouds is a fortress of the air. As you observe these wonders, the incessant squeaks of Nick the rat draw your attention. Talk to Nick. Psst, I'm not only a rat, I'm a master thief. I got class, yeah? In fact, I'm a class act. Master Nick, that's me. So Nick the thief, I wonder if he has the keys. Yeah, I got the bar keys. Just walked off with them. Want to buy them? Yes. So we've now got the keys, costing us 4 cheese. Let's hide our inventory bar so we can pick up these keys. Ta-da! Oh, can't carry that many things at once, so let's drop something like the plunger. Let's presume we don't need the toothbrush anymore either. Can always come right back up here and get it if we need to, I hope. Let's grab the plunger and head down. Back in front of the Rigor Mortis Saloon. You know, neon green death, things teen boys like. So now let's re-enter the bar to the north. Oh, no. North is the town square, where we can smell the copy machine odors from the Department of Information. Here's a cute little detail. If you look at the Illuminati logo that crowns this forbidding building, it says JR in it. Presumably, Jason Rubin drew this building and made himself its corporate overlord, which I think is kind of sweet. So now we enter the bar, and let's try to use the keys. And check out what a bar bathroom is like. If you've played any Leisure Suit Larry, you know Unlock door. John's locked. Unlock John. What? My God, what kind of mind do you have? Did I get the keys? No, you know what? I think I maybe left them on the roof, like a punk. So, anyway, things get very strange from the time that you enter the bar bathroom. You find yourself looking through a grate at a clown mirror, and the carnival starts to come to life around you. So actually, I encourage you to check this game out yourself. It's wild, and you can see in it a precursor to a lot of the aesthetics that would become popular later. As well, it's funny to look at the early work of people that have become captains of our industry when they were kind of funny and when they were in high school. I read that at the time this game was released, no one could believe it was made by a couple of high school boys. But just goes to show that we should encourage kids to make games, because you never know how they'll turn out. I wonder what happens if you type "wake up" in the dream zone. You jump and hit your head on the ceiling, so there's no way of getting out of this dream. But perhaps you can find a way to solve it, and also check out the music. I had it on pretty softly, so that I could speak without having to adjust the audio levels later, but it's a piece of work. Thanks for joining us. If you played this game, or if you have any memory, you can tweet at me at Lee Alexander, or email lee@leealexander.net. Always love having you along for the Lo-Fi Let's Plays. See you next week.